morning? We're all good? Thinking area number 4. Anger. Well, some of you might sit here and think, I'm not an angry person. I didn't think I was angry for many years. And then I got told that I had something called passive aggression. You ever heard of passive aggression? So, my feelings and my emotions governed me for many years of my life. And I thought that my primary response was anger. Because somebody tuned me or gave me the birdie in traffic, I would respond with anger. Get out of my car, I want to smack them. If somebody tunes me, I headbutt them, you know. So I think that's my primary response, but that's not the primary thing. See, anger is actually a secondary emotion. It's the secondary of the primary. Are we all following me? Okay. So the primary is, I've been dissed, I've been hurt, or I take offense. That's the primary. The secondary is the anger. That's the response there. That's the response motive right there, is the anger. I know that I'm speaking to a lot of people who suffer from anger. Would I be wrong in saying that? I'd be speaking the truth, because I know that's something I still suffer with. I still suffer with anger. But the way I deal with it is a lot different than what I used to deal with it. The way I used to deal with anger was heavy, man. It was heavy. And people would feel the repercussions of my anger. People I don't even know would feel it. I think I've all told you I've got a criminal charge against me for GBH and assault. Not that I ever want to own a firearm, but I can never own a firearm. Because of that's a consequence for my anger, for my behavior. Is I have a charge against me for GBH, grievous bodily harm. And that's a result from anger. So, if you think that you have anger, you probably do. You probably do. And there's also another thing as well, which I also suffered from, and I think a lot of us here also suffer from as well, is passive aggression. Passive aggression is when you allow things to stew and stew and stew, and you keep on suppressing it. You keep on suppressing the anger until one day, bah! The lid of that pot explodes, and you freak out. Everything's inside bliksem. The surroundings, the door, the cat, the dog, whatever's in your way is destroyed because of this secondary emotion, anger. So let's see what it says here. The description. The description of anger. He responds with anger to anything or anyone he sees, opposing what he wants for himself. So you don't think about anyone else but yourself in that moment. In that moment of rage, of anger, it's me, myself, and Irene. I. Hey? Hey? It's heavy, this, eh? It's heavy. Anger is a major way of controlling people and situations. Intimidation. We like to intimidate people with our anger. Hey, Sean? We like to intimidate people with our anger. Hey, Keegan? Hey, Wayne? Hey? Hey, Carter? We like to intimidate people with our anger. Ek sal jou moer, man. Ek sal jou bliksem, man. Hey? That's intimidating, man. raise our voices and get all heavy and get all up. Think ons is die maniere in the moment. Meanwhile, we don't have control over anything. We've lost control in that moment completely. Because our heads are so hot, we're ready to implode and explode. You know that grenade I speak about, where you pull the pin? And that pin is pulled. The shrapnel is everywhere. And the wake of disaster is only after the fact. We look back and go, what have I done? What have I done? The O's laying on the floor, is bleeding from his ear, his nose, every orifice he has, and you're screaming, yes, what have I done? I've been in many of those situations. In fact, I was one of those situations on the concrete, bleeding from every orifice, from anger. Because of my rage, because of anger. Consequence to my action. Consequence. Yeah, the corrective. The corrective. Anger must be eliminated, not just controlled. So we need to learn how to eliminate the anger. Not just to control it. So when we get into a situation where somebody does something and we start getting fueled and we start feeling our temperature rise, we need to see a different way. And the Bible talks about it a lot. Man. The Bible talks about anger a lot. King Solomon's Proverbs. And we'll go there just now. I'll show you that the Bible speaks about anger and what it does. Remember that anger is never necessary to resolve a problem. Has anybody of you resolved anything with your fit of anger? By hitting somebody, by swearing at somebody, by shouting at somebody. Have you ever resolved anything by doing that? I know, I got 0 results out of my anger. Except a criminal charge for previous bodily harm. And there should have been a lot more cases than just the one. A lot more. A lot more. You know, I don't know if you guys know Loda Beer, but he was on program here with me. And he made this statement. He said, all of us should be actually in prison. And I was like, what? Yeah, all of us should actually be sitting in jail. But yet we are actually in a very beautiful place. Scenery, we've got mountains. We get to walk around. We're not in a cage. We're not caged in like cattle. We don't have the master door being closed behind us every night. Some of us that have been to prison, you know what master doors sound like, and the keys. And the wardens calling your numbers and lining up for food, 300 people plus lining up for food, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And when you made that statement, I realized I'm actually in a good place. I'm actually in a very good place. Because prison is not so lacking. Because of anger, I saw a few holding cells, a few prisons. Okay. Find areas of thinking that lead to anger. Find areas of thinking that leads to anger. What areas of thinking leads us to anger? God? What would you think would be an area to thinking that leads you to anger?
Insecurity.
Yeah. Sorry?
Pride.
Very good. Pride. Yeah. Pride, yeah.
Thinking that you're better than others. Thinking that, like I'm going to take an example, like hitting a person's father just to prove a point.
Yeah, absolutely. Thinking that you're better than others.
Being judgmental.
Being judgmental.
Stubbornness.
Stubbornness, yeah. being hard-headed, concrete thinking, yeah? Yeah? These are all ways of thinking that gets us to anger. And thinking that you're always right. How many of us have that thinking error? Thinking we're always right in everything we say. Yeah. And then somebody challenges you with another theory or whatever, and you sit fast with it. Yeah. Yeah. Recognize the costs of anger. If I realized what my anger would eventually get me into, the trouble that it would get me into, I probably would have done the first one, is find areas of thinking that leads to anger, definitely. I would have first assessed that and looked at that before I got to the rage and the fits of wrath and fury and all of that. Because being pulled over in a roadblock and being handcuffed and put into the back of a police van is not really nice. Because your car's been blacklisted because of the road rage you had a couple of months ago. But they now caught you in a roadblock. And they handcuff you and they throw you into a holding cell. Some serious consequences. Some serious consequences. But we are very blessed to be in a place like Jericho, to be able to face some of the stuff that we've done in this kind of environment. That's another revelation or realization that I had when I was on program. And then a thing called gratitude went into my heart. I was very grateful to my family and my loved ones for actually putting me in a place like Jericho. To be able to work on my behaviors, my problematic thinking, and my anger issues. Because believe it or not, you're in a small knit community, and quirks and things other people do start to annoy you. Taking the teaspoon from the coffee station, or making a mess, or I don't know, leaving the toilet seat up or down, or I don't know, picking your nose. You know, these things will annoy us, and eventually we start building up anger and resentment, which allows us to come to a place where we can actually work on it and deal with these things that we used to freak out on the outside world. Apply rational thinking and reasoning. Rational thinking and reasoning. I didn't know how to apply that. What was rational thinking and reasoning? That's my copy was so warm. Yes, I couldn't. Rational thinking. What? I was rational. Come here, let me smack you with the right and the left. Just to prove how rational I was. Hey? I wasn't cross, I was furious. Hey, who's heard that joke by Michael Myers? About his crossbreed dog that he had. It's not a cross, it's furious. Yeah, man. Anger. Heavy, man. Rational thinking and reasoning. Learn to accept that frustration is not getting what you want, okay, is common to everyone and does not have to lead automatically to anger. Does not have to automatically lead to anger. Because if you rationally think or speak to somebody about the problem that you have with that person, and you sit down in a calm, constructive manner and say, hey God, yes man, what you did there, I didn't smoke it, it hurt me, man. What's his response going to be? It's going to be a lot more calmer. We're not going to sit and want to bang each other's lights out. Hey? Or scream at each other. Hey Sean, man, what's your problem, man? Come out. Hey Sean? Would you like that if I spoke to you like that? No. Hey? It's not nice to act like that. But yet that was a norm for me. That was normal for me in my existence out there in Johannesburg. So let's all go to Proverbs 22, verse 24 to 25. Keegan, can you, and then it reads for once, I said it.
22.
Read it once. 22, verse 24 to 25.
Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul.
Do not associate with hot-tempered people, or you will be easily angered. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm sure you guys have experienced it, where you'll sit together and the one guy will gooi a chirp, and then all of you start gooing in a chirp. And it's all just negative. It's just a negative downward spiral. And then you're all sitting there all like, man, let's go and hit Tyrone's head, man. Yeah, let's smack him. Let's give him a violent clap, man, for him to come around. Don't like what he says. Eh? Yeah, we all fuel off each other. It's like fuel. It's like putting petrol on a fire. Ever done that? Taken a 2-liter bottle of petrol and put it on a fire. Bah! That's what happens. That's what we do. We sit with hot-tempered people. And we put fuel on that fire. And that fire gets big and it gets hot. Gets warm. Gets warm. So it says, do not associate with them or you will learn their ways. Oh, King Solomon, very wise man, eh? Very wise guy. Let's turn to Ephesians 4, 26, 27. He's got a nice loud voice who wants to say this. Guy, can you read this for us, please? I've used this one a few times in my life here on program. Ephesians 4, 26, verse 26 to 27. So something happened to me on program, somebody, can I say, pissed me off, or irritated me to the point where I was fuming, where I wanted to take his face and put it through the sandstone wall, but I didn't. You see, the Bible is the complete opposite of the world. The Bible. It tells you to do things that'll twitch your head, that you'll go, no ways, I'm not doing that. That'd be crazy. Do you want to read it for us then? He's gone.
In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. And do not give the devil a foothold.
In your anger, do not give the devil a foothold. Because when you're angry, the devil's going, ha 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 ha! Woo! Now we're going to play. Now we're going to play lacquer. Because there's a verse in the Bible that we'll go to now that also says, our war is not against flesh and blood, but the darker principalities and powers. The spiritual powers, the darker powers, not against flesh and blood. It's not against me and you, Kalani. It's not about me and you wanting to smack each other. It's against the darker principalities at work that we can't see. Do not let your anger go down when the sun sets. There was a few times on program when I was convicted in my heart, when I sat fast with somebody, and God said, just do the right thing, man. Just do the right thing and go up and just apologize. Just go and say, man, whatever I did to annoy you or make you angry, I'm apologizing. And by doing that, I kept my side of the street clean. And I didn't have to go to bed with a heavy heart and feeling condemned and bad, because of my anger. So the Bible's the complete opposite of how we think. God gives us a brand new way to think. A whole whole new way of renewal of our minds and a transformation in how we should walk in this life. To have freedom, man. To have absolute freedom in every area of your life. It's amazing, man. It's truly amazing. Ephesians 4:26-27. In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. And do not give the devil a foothold. Do not give the devil a foothold. Let's all turn to Ecclesiastes 7 verse 9. See how the Bible says, do not, when it comes to, refers to the anger. Do not. Because we are so quick to get angry. We are so quick to be sparked off in that negative secondary emotion that we feel. Anger, rage, fury. And then we let it rain down. Hey, Christoph? Anger. Okay, we're all there. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 9. Carla, do you want to read it for us there, please?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the lap of fools.
Wow. Anger resides in the lap of fools. Wow. So, do I look like a fool to you? No, don't answer that. Don't answer that. But I was very foolish because I let anger rule in my life. I'd wake up and I was angry. I'd wake up and I was having a bad day already. How many of you experienced that? Hey? Wake up. Ek's gat vol, man. Hierdie dag raak my mal, man. Ja? Sitting in traffic. Ag, wie's jy, man? Hey? Tune there, you don't even know him. Tune his family and his mom and everyone else. Why? Why? Because it's anger in our hearts. Because we're angry. It's horrible, man. Resides in the lap of fools, man. Oh, King Solomon-ish. Do not be quickly provoked in your spirit. So it's a spiritual thing, this. It's a spiritual issue, this anger. See, if we entertain the negative thoughts and the negativity, look at the result. Brother Derek made a statement on Sunday. He said the natural mirrors the supernatural, or the spiritual. The natural mirrors the spiritual. And in turn, the spiritual mirrors the natural. Because whatever you're entertaining here, in your thoughts, in your sukra, is going to come out physically. It's only time. It's only time before that suppression of your anger is going to pop. You're going to pop. You're going to blow a fuse. That's why we do long-term treatment. Because 21-day programs is a breeze, man. 21 days is like nothing. Coast underneath the radar, they say, in short-term recovery. I'm sure we've all heard of that. Cruising underneath the radar. It's easy, man. 6 months, same place, same environment, same people. Things are going to start turning the screws on. You're going to start feeling it. You're going to start feeling the pressure. We're going to start seeing your colors, your true colors. Because a couple of weeks is easy, man. It's easy just to... I'm happy. I'm lekker. Yeah. And then Lawrence tunes me something and I'm like, what? Huh? Excuse me? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just one day. Yeah. Then I want to hit him in the face. Because I haven't dealt with this thing called anger. Haven't dealt with that thing, man. And then it's a big remorse. But you see, in the Bible it says, the heart of a man is deceitful above all things. The heart of a man is deceitful above all things. And that's why we all need the Word in our lives. To deal with these spiritual issues that we have. Because what you see physically, it's not always the truth. There's a spiritual thing behind everything. Everything. Everything that you look at. You just can't see it. It's in the atmosphere. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it going around. Sometimes you'll feel like you're frustrated, but it's going around the whole camp. And you'll see it. If your eyes are open, if the veil's been removed, you'll see it. Right, scriptural applications. Or application. Ephesians 4 verse 31 says, anger should be put away from you. Anger should be put away from you. Colossians 3 verse 8 says, we should put off anger. We should put it off, man. Don't entertain it, put it off. As soon as you start feeling angry, just say, Lord, in my weakness you're strong. Or just do away with it. Don't be angry. Smile. Do something completely different that you used to do. Instead of entertaining it and breaking the windscreen, or, I don't know, writing the car off, or writing somebody else off. You know? Hey Jason?
Yeah.
You know the scriptural application, man. Anger, this issue, you know this one, man. Yeah, me too, my brother. Don't worry, me too. The Greek word for anger is orge. Originally it meant any natural impulse, desire, or disposition. Later it came to be recognized as anger, the strongest passion. It means a settled and abiding condition of the mind. A companion word to orge is thermos. Translated wrath means an outburst from a settled condition. It means irritation or annoyance. We all have been annoyed and irritated at some point in our lives, right? Hey? Yes, that person irritates me or annoys me, man. What's that person's issue, man? What's their plan? Hey? How many times have we said that? I've said that multiple times. Meanwhile, the problem resides right here. You see, out of all the chaos and all the drama and everything that I caused in my existence, and I call it my existence, I had to refer back to Mr. Tyrone Long. Because it was so easy for me to blame shift and say it was that one's fault. It was his fault he provoked me. It was her fault, she should have never spoken to me like that. Meanwhile, the problem was here. The anger was here, inside of me. The anger was inside of me. And now, I'm busy learning something new. A whole new way to approach these things. An irritation or annoyance, unless it is immediately identified and diffused, can build into anger. So if you don't immediately identify what is freaking you out, then you're going to lose it, man. So we need to learn to identify what's freaking us out. What the primary is. Not the secondary, because we all bounce to the secondary, the anger. Instead of going, yes, man, that hurt me, man. What you said hurt me, Gordon. You know? Well, I didn't like what you did there, man. In a calm way. You don't have to go and freak and point your finger and fists in people's faces. Because then you're going to get the reaction you're looking for. Because then you're going to get hurt. You're entertaining that very thing. It's going to make more mountains and bigger and bigger and bigger. Anger, as it settles into your spirit, sooner or later will explode into wrath. All three levels must be dealt with. From a spiritual perspective, anger is a spiritual problem, not just an emotional problem. It's a spiritual problem, man. There's something inside of our spirits that we haven't dealt with, that we are here to deal with. So if somebody's annoying you here and irritating the crap out of you, lekker! It's awesome! It's great! If I'm irritating you the way lekker! Or even better! Because you're going to learn a new way to deal with it, man. Or if I don't bring the tools back, you're like, yes, that Jason just doesn't bring his tools back all the time on time. Yeah, I'm still going to lose my cock. Hey? You're going to find a new way. Because you can't react like you used to on the outside. Well, you can, but you're going to find yourself washing dishes for many days and Mr. Pick and Mr. Shovel. Which some of us have already met. So not a lack those are not really lack of tools to me, but if that's what you want to do, those are your consequences. Because there's a consequence to every reaction. And anger, that's a heavy reaction. That's a heavy reaction. I was tuned once, I was an intense guy. Well, I'm still intense, but on a different level of intense. I was told I was intense. I was offended by that. I'm like, what do you mean I'm intense? I'm chill, bro. I'm relaxed. Give me another line there, bro. Or give me that Zol there. I'm cool, man. I'm lekker. No. That's not the way to deal with your anger, people. That's not the way to deal with your anger. Because I promise you that chemicals are only going to mess with your firing in your brain. It's going to mess up the wires properly. As it has with many of us. And how to deal with a situation in a constructive, calm manner. Such as committee. And then you get your consequences fairly. But we still leave going, what man, I didn't deserve those consequences. Yeah, no, you deserved them. They were coming your way. Because, newsflash, whoa, just out. It's not your mother's house, you're right. But the other thing as well is that we did not get you for good behavior. We were not well behaved people. Okay. And that goes right here as well. I was not a very well behaved person. My criminal record will tell you that. I spoke to my father a couple of months ago, and he said, you know, I went to the SAPS and I looked at your record. And I was like, oh. There's 9 different charges against me. Theft, assault, GBH, theft, fraud. Yeah, behavior. No, that kind of behavior. We come here for behavioral issues, man. And anger's a part of that behavior issue that we suckle with, man. Behavior. We had some bad ways of behaving, guys. I know if I do some introspection, or I've done a lot of introspection while I was here. I didn't come here for good behavior. Although I did say to Ralph, hey man, my life was normal, man. I had like 73 different relationships, rode off 7 cars, got into fisticuffs. Every weekend I went out jawling, walked into a pub, I scared me out. I said, did your mother buy you that t-shirt? Bah! Bah! Yes, there I'm on the concrete, there he's on the concrete, doesn't matter. Bars in pieces. Because of this one spiritual issue. Anger. Thinking error. Anger. It's heavy, guys. It's heavy, man. So we need to deal with this on a spiritual level. This is a spiritual thing. Okay. Alright. It is because because we do not deal with the irritations and annoyances, indignations and anger sets in. Indignations and anger sets in. We do not deal with these things. We suppress it for many years. We suppress it, and it eventually becomes passive aggressive. So when I tune Carlo, it's not really Carlo, it's from all the things of my past that I've suppressed. Then I'm tuning him and raising my voice and freaking out and shouting at him and wanting to give him a flatty. It's from things from my past that I've suppressed that eventually comes out. And it just gets uglier and uglier and uglier. The anger gets uglier. The result, the reaction gets uglier. What we say gets uglier. Our physical response gets uglier. It's no longer just like pushing the person. We've now got our hands around the person's neck, throttling them, wanting to kill them. This thinking error leads to murders. Anger, rage. People go to prison for this thinking error. Murdered. And it speaks of the criminal. The criminal. You'll read in these thinking areas. The criminal. When I read that, I was like, huh? I wasn't a criminal. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. But back then, if you had told me this, I would have been like, no. I'm not a criminal. I just use some drugs, man. There's nothing criminal about that. No, it's very criminal. It is illegal to use drugs. It is illegal to have drugs on you. And the activities that go to get drugs, the progressiveness of the disease I always talk about, theft, assault, fraud, lying, stealing, cheating, manipulating. See, we've all gone very quiet. Yeah. Anger, man. Anger. In 2 Samuel 13 verse 8, David, bitterly angry with his son, Absalom, refuses to see him for more than 2 years. The forced separation wounds both of them deeply. The hurt and anger sears Absalom's heart, and he later dies in failed armed rebellion against his dad. Sure. How many of us were rebellious? I was extremely rebellious. In fact, I was an anarchist. Does anybody know what an anarchist is? So, we were all involved in cultures. I was involved in many cultures, headbanging, punk. So, anarchist or a punk is an anarchist. Somebody who's anti-everything. Government, anti-Christ. Anti-everything, man. Anti-people. Just anarchy, just rage, fury. And the music I listened to was just, that's what it did. It just infuriated you, made you angry, made you amped to break things, to get involved in mosh. Has anybody heard of mosh pits? Head-banging, head-butting people, smacking people with knuckle dusters on in mosh pits. Lots of rage, lots of anger, man. So I was an anarchist for a few years. So imagine how much anger I built up over those years against governments, societies, people, things, places. It's all cultures, man. It's cultures. It's a heavy thing. Any of you heard of death metal or heavy metal? That's all fuel and rage, that music. Look at them perform on stage. It's chaos, man. People beating each other up in the stage, around the stage. It's chaos. It's anger. It's angry, man. It's anger. And when you leave a club like that, like a headbanging club, like the Doors or Alcatraz or whatever club you came from, you're angry inside. You're angry. And you go and look for the next fight or you go and pick fights with people. You go and break things. And break people's property. I'm just I'm just so grateful that I never got caught for all the things that I did, man. Vandalizing people's property, breaking people's property. And I should have many other charges against one day, man. But by His grace and His mercy, I didn't get charged with all of that stuff. Got away with it. But I didn't really eventually get away with it because I went to prison. But it built up over time. It was progressive. And eventually I landed up in prison. And I got to see the inside of a prison cell. Rapists, murderers. Some heavy people, man. Gangsters. Okay. Let's all turn to James 1, verse 19 to 20. Good old James, eh? There's a few people who know James off by heart here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ollie, will you read James 1 there for us, please? 19 and 20.
Remember this, my dear brothers and sisters. Everyone must be quick to listen, but slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
Yeah. Slow to speak and slow to become angry. We need to learn to listen, man. You know, I hadn't seen my dad for 12 years, and he came and he visited me on a surprise visit. And the first thing he said to Jock was, he didn't listen. He just didn't listen. I didn't listen, man. So we need to learn to listen, not just physically, but also listen to what God says about us, guys. Awesome. Cool. Close out. So Heavenly Father, I thank you for this time, man. I thank you that I was able to speak to your people, Father, and that, Lord, as we draw nearer to you, that you draw nearer to us, Father God. And I pray, Father God, that we'll work on the spiritual issue, anger, Father God, that we'll learn to control our tongues and our actions and just how we deal with people, Father God. I pray that you'll just give us wisdom and understanding and a discernment on how to deal with each other in a loving way. I pray, Father God, that you'll just rain down in our hearts with your amazing, never-ending and never-failing love, Father God. I thank you, Lord, that in your word it says you'll never leave us nor forsake us. That no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Father, I just lift up all the hurting and the broken-hearted, Father God. I lift them up to you right now in their need, Father God, that they draw closer to you and they seek your heart, man. Your amazing Abba Daddy heart. I pray that you'll just walk with each and every single one of us today. Thank you that you're so intimately involved in every single one of us in our lives, Father God. I pray that you'll just minister into our hearts today your amazing grace and mercy and love for every single person. I pray this in your awesome and holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.